So for today's video presentation, I'll be talking about different logical connectives, which are the disjunction or conjunction. Sorry for that. We have the disjunction, then we have the implication and the biconditional. See, these are the four basic connective that we often do or we often use and utilize when it comes to presenting compound statements. And we have another one, and that is the negation. Okay, so we need to concentrate first on the conjunction. When we say conjunction, this is a connective that uses the word and. Okay, it connect two statements using the word and, A and D. Okay, and take note that if you are connecting two statements to come up with a compound statements, there are possible truth values that will occur. It may be new or may be following the truth value of any of the statements. Okay, but oftentimes we will come up with new truth value of that compound statement, okay, in relation to the connective. So when we want to find out the truth value of the connective and or the connective conjunction, we will be guided with the rule of which states that the compound statement P and Q is true when both P and Q are true, otherwise it is false. So let's say, for example, we have the statement P, and we let our statement P to be TF or TTFF, TTFF. So this will be the possible truth values of your P, and the second statement will be your Q. And this will be the possible truth. This will be the set truth value of the or values of your statement Q. We have TF, TF, TF. Sorry. So TF, 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 TF. So this will be the truth value of your Q. And since we are looking for a compound statement using the connective conjunction between these two given statements, we'll be using the symbol P and Q. Okay, so based from the rule stated a while back, the compound statement P and Q is true when both P and Q are true, otherwise it is false. So how do we come up with the truth values of this P and Q following the rules, Onana? We can only say that the truth value of this P and Q is true if both of this P and Q is both these statements P and Q are also true. Otherwise, it is false. So take note, if one of the statements truth value is false and the other is true, then automatic the compound statements P and Q will automatically be false. And if both are false, automatic it is also false, since the target in this rule in on the conjunction is they should be both true. Okay, so since the first set or the first row in the truth values of P and Q are both true, so we can say it is also true. The compound statement P and Q is true. Since one of the truth values in the second row in P and Q is false, then we can say this will be false, this will also be false, both are false. So based from the rule, this is also false. Both are T, then this will be true, and one is false, so this is automatically false. For the second to the last, one is false, the other truth value, which is underlying from Q, is true, so therefore this is also false. And the last one is false. So this will now be the truth value of our compound statement P and Q, using or basing from the given rule of conjunction. So we have TFF, TFF. Okay, so this will now be the truth value of the given compound statement. Next, we proceed to the second connective, and that is the disjunction. So disjunction is just the opposite. Okay, this is the opposite of the conjunction. So we often use, or we are using, actually we are using the symbol capital letter B as the disjunction symbol. Okay, so same process as what we did a while back, pero will be following different rule. All right, set of rules. So for the disjunction, P, B, Q. So this will be the symbol for the disjunction, and the rule states that the compound statement P disjunction Q is true if at least one of P or Q is true. Okay? Take note that it is false when both P and Q are false. So, going back to the description of the disjunction, we are referring to the word or statements, compound statements. So, we are connecting two statements to derive a new compound statement using the word or. Okay? And the symbol for it, as I said a while back, is the capital letter V. V. Now, so based from the rule, if if both statements P and Q are false, then automatically we can say that the compound statement with the disjunction symbol is also false. If at least one statement is true between this P and Q, then automatic our disjunction or our compound statement using the disjunction operation or connective is also true. Take note on that. So at least one is true, so that we can say the compound statement using the connective disjunction is also true. So that will be the rule for the disjunction. So since this P and Q are both true in the first row, so we can say P or Q, the truth value will be true. Okay, the truth value will be true since they are both true. Now, since one of in this case, since one of the truth values is true, which is the truth value of your P statement, then automatically this P or Q will also be true. Okay? For the third one, again, one is truth value which is lying at the statement Q is true, then automatic this will again be true statement. And since based from the rule, if both these truth values of P and Q are false, then automatic the truth value of your disjunction PQ will also be false. And going back to the first set of truth values on the upper portion, since they are both true, then this will also be true. One is true, so this is true. One is true, this is true. And both are false, so this will be false. Okay? So this will now be the truth values of our given two statements or compound statements with respect to the disjunction connective. Okay? So we have T, T, F, T, 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 F. Okay? So this will be the truth values of your P or Q. Okay? Next, we have also the implication. So when we say implication, this is actually the if-then statement. All right? So we are using the symbol like this. If P, then Q. Okay? If P, then Q. So, how is this? For the rule of implication, which is the if-then form, using this arrowhead, okay, going to the right, the first statement is called, which is the P, is called the hypothesis, or we also call it as the antecedent. While the second is the conclusion, or we can say it is the consequent. Alright, consequent. So, antecedent versus consequent, or hypothesis versus conclusion. The if statement is the hypothesis, and the then statement will serve as the conclusion. So, this is the if-then statement. Now, the if-then statement is true, simply asserts that if P is true, then Q will also be true. So that is the rule. I repeat, the compound statement P, if P then Q is true, simply asserts that if P is true, then Q will also be found true. The compound statement P, or the compound statement if P then Q is false when if P is true and the Q is false. Or simply, the hypothesis is true and your conclusion is false. So that will be a false statement. If P is false, alright, then if P then Q is true for any Q. So P here is the hypothesis, okay? If your hypothesis is false, then the statement if P then Q is true for any Q. This, in fact, sometimes described by the statement, a false hypothesis implies any conclusion. This statement is misleading since it seems to say that if the hypothesis is false, the conclusion must be true. If Q is true, then if P then Q will be true for any statement P. So let's go back to the given problem. We want to find out the truth values of this statement if P then Q, using the truth values of, or with respect to the truth values of your P and Q. So since if P is true, then Q is true, automatic, the compound statement or the implication will also be true. Okay, will also be true. Now, as you can see, the hypothesis is true, but you have concluded false statements. So what does it mean? This will automatically be false. Since your statement or your Q statement is the conclusion, you came up with a false conclusion, so that will be a false statement. Okay? So this is the second row. Now, if the hypothesis is false, while your conclusion is true, what does it mean? So we will base it from the third given rule, which states that if P is false, then P implies Q is true for any Q. So FT means we are giving a truth value true. Okay? Since they are both false, what does it mean? If they are both false, the conclusion or the hypothesis is false, and you came up with, that's why you concluded false statement, and that will be considered to be a true value of the implication. The next, we have true. Again, we have T. TF is still F, and we have FT is still T, and FF will be T. So this will be the truth values of your given implication if P then Q with respect to the truth values of the statements P and Q. Alright? So I hope you understand well how, or the process of identifying the truth values of the implication. And next is the biconditional statement. Okay? So when we say biconditional statement, we are using the word if and only if. Okay? Kanina doon sa implication, that is if then. Merong hypothesis, merong conclusion. But in the biconditional statement, that will refer to the if and only if statement. So this will be double arrowhead both side of that particular symbol. So na arrowhead on the left, arrowhead on the right. So that means we are in the biconditional statement. Now, ang tandaan natin dito sa biconditional statement, they should have the same truth values. Yung statement P and Q should have the same values or should have the same truth value para matawag natin yung biconditional statement na true statement. Alright, so that is the general rule for the biconditional statement. Okay, so if these are both true or these are both false, these compound statements are true statements. So just like in this case, the truth value of your P is true while the truth value of your Q is true, then automatically the truth value of your biconditional statement is also true. One is true, one is false in the second one, so this will be false statement. For the third, false statement. For the fourth one, since they are both false, based from the rule of the biconditional, they should have the same truth value, yung statement P and Q natin. So we'll be having a true compound statement using the biconditional connective. This will also be true, this is false, and this is false. And lastly, both false are true. So these are now the truth values of our biconditional statements, P, if and only if Q, with respect to the truth values of your P and Q. Alright, so thank you for listening. I hope you understand well the four given connectives, okay, with regards to have or in having new statements, which is our compound statements. Okay, so thank you for watching to my video, and please wait for my second video presentation for our next lecture for today's meeting. Thank you once again, guys, and may God bless you all.